If you or a family member have been hurt because of the careless actions of another person, call Walker Texas Lawyer. They'll work to get you the financial compensation and justice you deserve. They have 40 years of experience, and you don't pay unless you win. Call 713-881-9653 today for a consultation or go to walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias.
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk, give me funny lad.
Grammy Award winner Maya joins us.
How are you?
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat, Brad Gilmore.
Well, we're here right now talking about A Million Miles Away, an amazing film about your story that you directed. First off, I was so moved by your story and your movie. Thank you so much for sharing it with everybody.
Thank you very much.
Alejandra, I just want to start with you. What about Jose's story made you feel compelled to tell this to a larger audience?
Well, farm worker, migrant, astronaut. I think that sums it all. I think that was such an unbelievable line that I just wanted, to get to tell the story. The house. How
you got here. And Jose, I mean, obviously, your story's one in a million. It's an apropos title to A Million Miles Away. There's a scene in the film, without giving too much away, where a teacher comes to visit your parents and talk to them about the potential that she saw in you. Was that teacher a real person, or was it an amalgamation of several teachers?
No, it was one teacher, Marlise Young, my second grade teacher. She came to our house and she basically convinced my father that we need to stop living our nomadic migrant farm worker lifestyle and stay in one place so that we can get a good, solid education. And I love telling this story to our educators when I give my motivational conferences to teachers or teacher conferences. And I tell them this story because it's, the little things that teachers do that could change the trajectory of a student's path. And so I tell them, remember that when you get frustrated, it's the little things that matter.
Now, the music in the movie is great, and I feel like it really helps the narrative, and it puts you into the time frame and the mindset of the character. Can you talk to me about your musical choices for the film?
Well, for the original music, we had the talented, amazing Camilo Lara. He's the best, making these syncretic sounds, I like to say. He's great mixing worlds, and I think that we wanted to represent the Mexican American community with authenticity, and he made that happen. And then the playlist, the songs, my karaoke playlist, I call it, it's just, El Hijo del Pueblo was a song that Jose played in space when he was up there, so that was, a number one choice. And then the rest, I'm just a mellow man. I think I love our music, and I wanted it to be shared with the audience.
Now, Jose, you talked when you were actually traveling to space as an astronaut. You felt this certain imposter syndrome, like, am I really here? Am I really going through this? Do you feel the same syndrome watching your story told on the big screen?
I don't feel so much the syndrome watching the film, but I certainly remember the moments in the film as I lived them back then, that yes, they were real. And I articulated them to Alejandra because I thought it was very important that people know that even though you reach to be a U.S. NASA astronaut, you still go through those self-doubt feelings. So that folks that are just got promoted and they're somewhere and they feel like maybe they don't belong, I tell them, hey, it's okay. Just go back and think of all the good things you've done and convince yourself that you belong. And because that's what I did. I would convince myself, yes, I belong here. I just got to work hard, but I belong here.
Incredible. And then Alejandra, obviously you wanted to tell Jose's story, but what do you hope people take away from the movie after they see it?
I hope people are thankful for those who put food on their tables, for once. I think that's the first thing. And then I hope that those people or anyone who feels they come from a humble origin feels proud, because there's every source of power you're gonna need in your life is there. Your ethics, your power, everything is gonna be there. So you don't have to be anybody else, you just have to be yourself and feel good about your origins, who you are.
And Jose, same question for you. What do you hope people take away from your story after they see this movie on the big screen?
Well, I hope it's a process of empowerment. It's a process of looking at my father's 5-ingredient recipe which Alejandra expertly put across the movie and add perseverance. And I hope that they look at my story and say, if he came from those type of conditions and was able to achieve this, then why can't I achieve my goal? So that process of empowerment with the tools to convert their dreams into reality. That's what I hope.
And importantly for me, I was a public educator for a long time, and I would always try to, impress upon the children STEM, and going into that field, which I think is very important. A lot of people don't see past where they are, their community. How can we reach out to more people and encourage students to join the STEM programs?
Well, I think it's more of awareness. I have a foundation, Reaching for the Stars, in the Central Valley of California, where I expose kids to STEM careers. I just came from T.He Middle School today here in Houston, talking to 400 middle school kids and basically trying to encourage them to get into the STEM careers, because those are good paying jobs, and we need to engage every segment of society here in the U.S. if we're gonna remain technically competitive, because China and India are breathing down our back and graduating a lot more engineers than we are.
President Kennedy said about 30 miles north of here, we choose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. And I think that story of perseverance comes through in your film. And thank you so much for sharing it with everybody.
Well, thank you very much.
Hurry up, tape running out.